What year is this? 2017, right? Yeah, that's what we'd like to think. But we still have economic, political, educational, and social downfalls. We still have bullying of innocent people. Folks are practically stealing from the government. Kids, young kids, teens, and even adults committing suicide because they don't see a future for themselves. Is that the kind of world that we want to raise our children in? And for those of you who already have kids, is this the world you want to bring them up in and thrive in? If so, sign me up for the crazy house because this is whack. Why is it that sex is poppin' and cussing is a trend, but kindness is overrated? Would it kill us to be kind to one another? People are so fixated on this person said this and that person said that and all this he said, she said nonsense. But not once does anyone ever stop to think, why do I really care? What is this person doing for me? Are they paying my bills? Or putting a roof over my head? Food in my stomach or clothes on my back? So, why do I care? Remind me why I'm caring. Ha. For us young people, we are protected by something that the adults like to call the umbrella of underaged privilege. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you. When we come to school cussing at staff, breaking windows, being disrespectful to the teachers, and what have you, being loud, throwing stuff, tearing up our classrooms, flipping tables and desks, etc. Try that when you graduate and are on a real job. And for those of you that are working on a real job, try behaving inadequately or the way you behaved when you were in high school or in middle school and see how long you keep that job. As I always say, everyone is replaceable. So just as fast as they hired you is just as fast as they will dismiss you. In my many years on this earth, I have had more times than I can count where people would say, well, it's because of the way I was raised, or my mom did this, or my dad did that, or I had terrible parents, or I didn't have a good upbringing. I'm sorry, but who cares? Take some responsibility for your life. Everyone's got a life, and what you do with that life is up to you. What you went through does not define your future. I would know. What you went through is a stepping stone for greatness, a testimony. You are not your past, and it will not define you. Our generation's priorities are all out of whack, like a bad meme or your best friend's attitude on a bad day. You are not what people say you are. You are smart, you are special, you are intuitive, you are very unique human beings. You know, I watch the news and I see everything that is wrong with the world. In our schools, in our clubs, in our communities, it's not good, from the killing of African Americans to the unfair treatment of the LGBTQ community, especially the T. There has been 21 killings of trans people in this country since this year has started. 238 trans people killed in over 3.1 million gays and lesbians combined. All these senseless killings can all come to a screeching halt if we would only learn to be kind to one another. Respect the differences and understand if we were all the same, this world would be so boring. It's 2017. Stop exploding these minor issues that involve us having to step back into the 50s. Most of us weren't even born or in the world in that existence, in that time frame, in that era. We were not here, most of us. But those of us that were, let's get it together. We need to stop being non-tolerant of today's personality differences, sexual orientations, opinions of our neighbors, etc. Let's work on being respectful to our elders, showing gratitude and appreciation for the people in authority, and that includes policemen and women, teachers and paras, garbage men, mailmen, cable men, electricians, inventors like Steve Jobs. Can I get an amen? Now, you're probably thinking, how are these people important? I'll break it down for you. Policemen first and foremost, because regardless of how you may feel about them, they are here for your benefit in times of need for your personal safety and justice. Teachers, even though I truly believe that they are underpaid and underappreciated, they are essential to everyday life. Why? Why are teachers so important? Well, I'll tell you. Because without teachers, tell me what contents of English, math, or science and reading that you would know. Let me wait. This may take a while. Exactly. Just giving you something to think about for the next time you decide to disrespect your teachers. They do not do this for the money. There is no money in teaching. Sad but true, and all the non-instructional staff shout amen. Moving on. Garbage men? Yes, really, garbage men, because without these hard-working men that handle our disgusting filth from our everyday lives, for the fellas in the room or for the fellas watching who wants to deal with that? Then go home to your spouse smelling like who did it and why. And you know what they say about garbage men. The smell of poop and onions is always on you. So if I were you, the next time I see a garbage man, for the immature ones, before you laugh and giggle like an Asian princess on crack, I suggest you say thank you. The mailman. Make sure that your guardians get their bills to pay your Netflix account, your PSN account subscription, your Hulu account, those bills getting delivered to make sure that they're able to pay the cable bill for your Xfinity, DirecTV, and most importantly, the Wi-Fi. Oh, okay. Say something now. For those of you who can't pay your phone bills, salty? Okay, that's fine with your Metro piece of shit. Hello. On to the cable man. You know, that man that makes sure that you have your Bad Girls Club, your Bates Motel, your Scandal, your Empire, your Being Mary Jane, your BET and the famous award shows, the Housewives, the Kardashians, etc. Be grateful. The electrician, so that you have power for our stoves to cook, our lights, everything in between. Be grateful and appreciative for the vision and the ideas of the greatest inventors of all times, of our parents' generation and some of our generation, such as one of my personal favorites, Steve Jobs, the creator of Apple Incorporated. Or what about Mike Krieger and Kevin Syndrome? Do you even know who they are? Because I can guarantee you, everyone watching this video, 9%, 10%, 15%, 30%, 50%, 70% use the very social media app that these men have created on a day-to-day basis. Can you tell me which app that is? Because you don't do your research, and you don't respect, and you don't give credit where credit is due. They are the creators of the one and only Instagram. Sad. Give credit where credit is due. How about that? These two gentlemen created one of the most popular social media sites out there, which is a source of entertainment in times of need and a worldwide distraction for young people in our community and a few old people who think they're hip, or a mother who just wants to be in the know. In conclusion, do your research, stay woke, understand that people are going to be different. There are going to be people you do not like. There are going to be people that intentionally push your buttons. There are going to be people that may rub you the wrong way, but maybe not intentionally, give people the chance, get to know somebody before you judge. And most importantly, never be afraid to be yourself, because that is the number one problem in today's world, is people are afraid to be themselves because they feel as if they are going to be made fun of, or they are going to not fit in with the crowd. You weren't born to fit in. I say it all the time. I wasn't put on this earth to make anyone's kid feel special. So if I'm maybe not the nicest human being, that's fine. If you don't like me, that's fine. I don't give three fucks. I just need you guys to really understand that kindness goes a long way. Kindness fixes the um, the way we look at life. A lot of people just disrespect their peers. That goes for everyone. That goes for work. I go to work every day and get disrespected. I go to school every day and get disrespected. Just learn to be nice to one another, and life will be a much happier place. And if you learn to block out everything that's I don't know. I don't know how to put it. But if you learn to block out the negativity, you will have a much happier life. I guarantee you. I don't feel as if my particular generation is going to change on the flip of a dime, but I'm telling you, something's got to give. Because I'm tired of waking up every day and going out into the world and seeing boys with their pants sagging. Like, do you guys realize where that originates from? That originates from jail, and you guys look ridiculous. Stop with the sagging of the pants. It does not look good. Y'all say it's a style. Y'all say it's a trend. It looks retarded. Stop doing it. For those of you who feel like, for those females who feel like they need to cover their face with makeup because they're just not pretty enough, stop. You were born beautiful. God makes no mistakes. You just really need to work on you and being confident in yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, how could you expect to love anyone else? And that brings me to my next point. People thinking that they have to have a relationship, otherwise life isn't going to go swell for them, or they get lonely and they're hopping boy to boy or guy to guy or girl to girl or whatever the case may be, rather than just focusing on themselves. Guarantee you, if you spend a year or 2 years or 3 years focused on yourself and getting you together, then you could be a part of two when you're a better one. If you're not a better one, you can't be a part of two. And that's what people fail to realize. Um, um, I'm not speaking from just to speak. I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking because I have dealt with the same things that I am preaching about. I have dealt with insecurity issues. I have dealt with trying to fit in. I have dealt with, you know, feeling like an outcast. I have felt like I couldn't fit in on either side, not with the boys, not with the girls, whatever the case may be. I was always kind of stuck in the middle, which is not a very good feeling. I was like the Caitlyn Jenner of everyone's group, and it made me feel very, very odd. As a black person, number one, that's one strike against me because I'm a black male. The other thing is I always felt the need to stand out because I feel like there's not enough black people trying to stand out. There's a lot of black people that are going with the flow and following what their neighbor's doing, following what their homeboy is doing or their homegirl or whatever the case may be. Nobody is being their own individual self. Guarantee you have never, ever, ever met a black person like me that speaks very properly, that knows what they're talking about, that has an education, that has a background. Guarantee you have never met somebody like me, and it's because everyone is a clone of the next person. If we would stop being a clone of the next person, we would have a much happier life and a much happier upbringing. I always did the thing that stood out. I was the one with wearing the plaid and the cowboy boots and the hat, sunglasses everywhere I went, hair always done very nicely, always stylish. I always went for the style that nobody else was doing. Most importantly, that no other black person was doing, so nobody can compare me to everyone else on the block. Stand out, be yourself. Being yourself is beautiful, being yourself is love. And that's pretty much all I have to say. If you want me to talk about a specific topic, just leave it in the comments down below, and when I read my comments, I will get back to you guys and I will make a video based off of that. And I just want to tell you guys that I really, really, really would like to see a change. 2018